Welcome to your doom. Shut it and get over here. Massive uppercuts! Hello and welcome to another edition of the JabJab Show. Now this video is focusing a bit more on the animation project that I'm working on. I did that mention it in the previous video. I didn't actually say a bit too much in my initial video, my previous video, about the animation, more than I wanted to do. I went off topic and so forth. And when I got into editing, I thought this doesn't really flow right. This little pacing's got a bit down. I'm very mumbly and things like that. I didn't feel like I was going to do myself justice, kind of thing. So I came to the executive decision, while in editing for the previous video, to make a video just to talk a little bit more about the animation and also the self-confidence issues, and just a brief recap of who I am and so forth, for people who may not know. I don't know. So this is just an extension of what I was saying about concerning the animation thing. To go back to it, for people who may not know, I've got a background in filmmaking, going through college and uni and so forth, and then gaining knowledge on various things in there. I've worked on films, feature films, and short films, music videos, documentaries, things like that, a lot of editing, a lot of sound design, lots of this and a lot of that. So I've, over the years since leaving these places, I've done a lot of self-taught things as well. I like to learn new things and better my knowledge. Knowledge is power, all the rest of it. And one of the things I was learning, because I really enjoyed animation at college. When I did animation, it blew my mind, some of the things I was learning, and I carried on. And basically, of all the disciplines I've learned when in formal education, and since then, it's a lot of transferable skills, and it comes down to me when I'm thinking about new project to work on and so forth, and also comic book writing. I've done a comic book and various comic strips over the years as well. I just wanted to mention that as well. I believe with all this knowledge and things and all this thing, I'm very independent minded. I always think like, what can I do given the resources I've got, given the time, given the space, given the situation I'm in at the time and so forth. So when I started thinking about my next project, if you will, back 2.5 years ago or so, I happened upon the idea of setting up a YouTube channel, and based on what time I had, all the rest of it, all I'm speaking of, it was what I could do at the time. I thought it's an area for me to kind of highlight, get more productive, do more things, all the rest of it. Obviously, if you've been following me for a while, I'm big passions of filmmaking, watching films and so forth as well, and also retro games as well. And over the course of the time of my channel, it's fluctuated here and there. It's gone more this, then gone to that, and then gone to this. I'll talk more about it in my end of year report, or the history of the YouTube channel, and the future and so forth. But what basically I wanted to mention is I'm always thinking about what can I do creatively. Obviously recent things have been going on. I've mentioned it in the previous videos. I'm off work, anxiety, stress, mental health, issues and so forth. That's been documented on my channel. I did make it a point of making these videos as and when, but a lot of it, after learning a lot about myself, learning more about myself and who I want to be, all that kind of stuff, and about how to get better and so forth. I realised, I'm not ashamed to admit it, if you want to call it admittances. I've always dealt with self-confidence issues. I say always, most of the time, I think, in one way or the other, and I don't mind, I say it's kind of cathartic, it's good for me to admit this to you and whoever's watching, and whoever wants to know. I've always been introverted. I've always been, you know, a bit shy, a bit this, bit that. You know, it's like nature nurture thing. It's where you grow up in your environment and how you deal with certain things and all the rest of it. You know, I'm not saying anything bad upbringing or anything. I'm not getting into that, but you know, it is what it is. And my experiences, all the rest of it. You know, shape me who I am. You know, but I'm a firm believer as well. You know, you make your own way. You know, to do whatever you want to do, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. I've just been a lot of frustration within myself and how I've not applied myself creatively in certain circumstances because, you know, my self-confidence as well. And this is, I can see throughout my life, through my creative life, if you will, whatever. You know, from an early age I was drawing comics and things like that, you know. And I've not, the earliest things I've kept, you know, daft drawings that I was doing, like, you know, like in a mock film posters and things when I was about 12, 13 years old or something like that. I've still got them, and from then I've been keeping all my things, including college work, uni work, all that, keeping all the things. And what's been kind of lately, or last 10 years or whatever it is, you know, I've not been counting it, you know, exactly, but there's a lot of there's more unfinished products than finished projects. I mean, what that says to me is like, you know, at some point I got disheartened or got lack of confidence, or I got a bit kind of something got in the way, and it kind of got me out with the rhythm of things, and I was no, I don't know, just for one reason or whatever, you know. I think a lot of it comes down to self-confidence. So something doubt myself, and I used to doubt my skills in whatever situation or whatever discipline, if you will. You know, I'm thinking, oh, what if they don't like this? What if I don't like this? And will they get bored of this? Will they get bored? You know, will those people get bored? And you know, just worrying too much. I'm you know, I was a big thinker on things, various things as well, not just creative things, but I do think a lot and do research a lot on things. I'm a very analytical mind, perhaps. I don't know, mechanically minded. I don't know. Whatever it is, that's what I am, for whatever reason. So yeah. So come to, I don't know, I mean, my personal situations have been documented. I decided to document them on my channel, you know, as and when. Check them out if you want to, if you haven't done already. About 3 months ago, I don't know now, I came up with a project. I actually had this idea, I've had it for years, and you know, it's been again, stop start over the years for various things. And a couple of months ago, or whenever it was, the idea was a project called Bulletproof Monkey. It's a comic book, a series of comic. Well, you know, it's proposed series of comic strips, comic books, whatever. Well, I don't know. You know, I'll leave things open purposely, you know, for the scope of going further and further. You know, and that excited me, you know, more like, you know, what I'm doing now, the animation I'm doing now. But what it was, Bulletproof Monkey, is a lot of characters. I'm not saying a lot of characters, but it's character driven. It's all things, and I was obsessed with it for quite a while. I was like walking to and from work or wherever, and I was thinking, okay, what's this character going to do? How do I solve that thing? How does a character do that? You know, coming up with story points and story ideas, and that's where I come up with ideas, things. But at the end of it, I did a comic strip about 11 years ago now, a comic book about 11 years ago called Rakes Wants to Know One, and it took me a long time. I've not highlighted on the channel. I might do a video on that if you want to see a video of like me showing me what I did for the thing. I'm not the fastest of drawers. I do need reference pictures now and again, and like to get perspective. Not very good at certain things like and shadowing and all this, and you know, getting better and so forth. But it took me a long time, and I think basically I got it finished. Rakes Wants to Know One, but the Bulletproof Monkey, I think it just in my head I was having self-doubts like, this is going to take ages. What if I can't draw these things properly? I'm going to get frustrated with myself, and it's going to look rubbish. I can't justify maybe my art style, my technique, my skills, or lack thereof. I don't know. is you know, won't justify my vision in my head. My vision in my head will be compromised with my limits, or my perceived limits of my writing ability and drawing ability, my whatever ability, and that's what it is. Like previously, so I just thought, well, I might tackle that at some other point. Right, I'm happy with the story I came up with. It's not story wise, it's just getting it from written word, or type written word to the page, the full page. And I think even though I'm going down the animation route now, which I'll talk more of, it's more of a the reason I did highlight in my pickups video, well, not so much pickups video, the stuff I got for Christmas when I bought myself and so forth, the comic book, how comics work, you know, that book there, you kind of like, you know, there's always something in the back of my mind, you know, comics and animation. You know, you look at the world, the world of comic books, or the world of animation. You've got so many different techniques, styles, I say quality, but each to their own. Some animation really suits the material it does. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't know what that is. And, you know, same with animation, same with comic books. And obviously, you know, I'm quite an imaginative, like, surrealist kind of human, you know, whatever. Like, I've got a weird imagination sometimes, and it's difficult for me to write that with a view of filming it. And as I say, I've got a background in filmmaking and short films and this and that. And I was coming up, and I did write a synopsis a while back. You know, fairly, you know, a couple of months or two ago, whenever it was, for a feature film. With a view for me to film it. You know, obviously, you know, I want to keep as low budget as I can, but it kind of spiraled a little bit out with it, you know, beyond my means of just one man with one person with a camera and a bunch of other stuff. But it's difficult for me to pare things down. But if I can draw them or animate them, I can do whatever I want. Anyone can. That's the beauty of it. That's how awesome I feel about that animation comic book style. So this comic book, I'm kind of whipping on, perhaps. You know, I will go into more detail once the actual first episode is done. Then I will probably make a video of the ideas I came up with and why I did this way, and, you know, possible, well, without having to spoil things, you know, just things, just little things I've picked up, you know, watching cartoons over the years and things, and animation. But basically, yeah, the animation I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna spoil it. Apart from saying, you know, as I say, I'm working on episode 1, and with a view of making more of them. And I've got story-wise, I've got little things I might want to go down. You know, little characters, gonna do this, gonna do that, whatever, and possibilities there and there, and that excites me. Like I said, I think I said in the thing about Bulletproof Monkey. You know, I don't have an end plan. I don't plan, I don't know, 20 page, 10, 15, 20 parts, series, episodes, whatever, and say, right, this is this and this and this is happening. You know, I've got scope. You know, I'll purposely make it, write it, design it, whatever, like with a scope to go multiple ways. You know, whatever I feel, whatever. You know, so that excites me as a creator, if you will, as an artist. You know, I was being pretentious for a moment. No, not really. I feel my animating is better than my drawing. You know, I can draw, but it takes me a lot longer. But, you know, this is more of an exercise in animation. I feel, you know, what I'm doing. It's animating. Anyway, what I will say as well, you know, I'm doing episode 1, and episode 1 focuses a little bit, you know, mostly on car parks, and that sounds daft to you, and yeah, it is a bit of a silly, you know, idea or whatever, but it's a bit daft kind of thing. My style of humour, as I mentioned briefly in my previous video, in the previous 2-3 weeks I've been filming bits, I've been taking photos of stuff, or reference stuff, and gonna use things, and I've been just getting back into it all, and yeah, just doing that, making a mental note of like what shots I'm gonna have and how I'm gonna achieve them. I'm just thinking, bugger it, let's go with it. You know, let's do this. And my self confidence, as I say, is I'm more assured of myself than I have been for quite a long time. I maybe should have done all the learning, all the things I've been doing when I'm off now, back earlier in the year. But who knows? You know, it is what it is. So the first episode has been scripted, as I say. I'm laying down the groundwork for like, future episodes, you know, from an animation standpoint. I say it's a lot, you know, it's a bit of learning, you know, I say about the animation, you know, the software and all the technical things and all that, you know. I know in my head what I want to do in each kind of scene, shot and all the rest of it, you know. It's just a matter of getting the software to do it, kind of thing. There are influences there, you know. A lot of people will say, I see what you did there and things. It's not me to say, you know, can you spot the reference, kind of thing. You know, to make me see, you know, feel clever about myself. You know, it's just anyone in film or music or any art, any creative thing really, endeavour, is influencing one way or the other, consciously or not. You know, some people will say, oh, it's like that thing, or you know, I don't see that, but I see that, kind of thing. Everyone to a point, you know, are influenced. Yeah, it's just how it is. You know, I've always been influenced by certain things. I've got a broad range of interests and whatever. So, you know, yeah, my channel is mainly, well, apart from me personal stuff, it's mainly about movies and retro games. But you know, I'm interested in a lot of other things. So there's a whole library of stuff happening in here which I could, yeah, that'd be good, depending on the whole thing. So it's even going back to like the projects I've worked on over the years, my personal projects, various states of you know, like completion, and I could go back to them, you know, repackage them, repurpose them for something else. You know, I've read a couple of books on how to write novels and things, and how to write books, because I had an idea of becoming a novelist, you know, way back when, because you know, it's most natural for me to write something, you know, and then, but now I figure out visually how can I even do it in such a way where it can be visualized through whatever medium, kind of thing. But you know, one of the books, maybe both of them, I don't know, said like, you know, well, what a lot of writers and whoever do, you know, they keep journals, or you know, keep whatever it is with them, and they come up with an idea, and maybe the idea they come up with, it doesn't work in their current novel or book, whatever, but they'll keep hold of the idea and maybe use it in something else. And you know, I've found myself doing that time and time again before reading this thing. And I thought, oh, someone else does that. Oh, okay, that's the thing. I'm always keeping notes. You never know what inspiration strikes and things like that. You know, it's been a bit difficult, as I say, with things going on, which I mentioned in previous videos. But we'll go back to my animation. Yeah, it's all, you know, laying the groundwork at the moment. I've not given myself a schedule as such, because it's you know, it's all about time, and I'm seeing that I can get more time. I've got other things as well, you know, just life stuff. I am waffling loads here, so I'm gonna kind of call it a day on this video. Next video will be a 2018 report on the JabJab show. I made one for 2016 and 2017. This one is gonna be a bit more interesting, shall we say. You know, just basically highlighting, you know, obviously it's like the year. That's the point of the video. Thank you for watching. Any other comments, anything like that, you just put it down there. I don't know. So thanks for watching. So and if you like this kind of thing, I can't remember what I say now. I don't know, mine's yeah. So thanks for watching anyway. Thank you. See you later.